Hello everyone, myself Dr. Rajiv Kumar, Assistant Professor, MBA Agribusiness, Institute of Management Studies, BHU, welcome you to this week 3rd, lecture 2nd on the course name Rural Marketing, Principles, Strategies and Practices. Today, in this lecture 2, we are going to discuss regarding the concept and level of consumer decision making. And by the end of this lecture, one can easily understand about what are the concepts that is related with this consumer decision making. And along with this, what are the different level which is involved in consumer decision making. So before starting this lecture, I will take few seconds to just summarize what we have discussed in this lecture first of this week 3rd. So in this lecture 1, we have discussed that why this consumer behavior study become very important for the marketer to properly study. As we all know that this consumer behavior is a subset of marketing, and all of us which is residing in the earth is generally connected with this any product and the services. And also I said this, that in a day we make numerous decisions while going for purchasing of the product or using of the services. So in that case, this consumer behavior study is going to be very important. Try to understand this. If no one will be going to your customer, then how your business is going to be grown? So this study, in this first lecture, I told you that whatever we are making this product or providing these services, we are making this as per our customer need and want. I also told you what is the significant difference between customer and the consumers. And along with this, I also told you what did marketers do while designing this marketing strategies. So in continuation with this, today we are going to talk about or discuss about what do you mean by decision and how this level of decision making, you can say that, become very significant for the marketer. The first thing that is come to mind is what do you mean by decision? So as we had discussed, as I told that yes, we make numerous decisions throughout the day. But what does this decision means? When you take decision, why you take decision? In what context you take this decision? So simply a decision can be defined as when an individual or a customer is having two options or more than two options, then you are making a decision. What decision? That out of two products, I want to purchase this product. Out of these services, I want to use these services. And in this era of market, consumer has multiple choice which rely with them to make this decision. If you go through this, we are not living in 1970s eras, 1960s eras where production concept was there. What this concept says? That time, company says that make product and distribute widely. There is no concept of having this alternatives. But in this 21st century era, where there is technological boom, there is enhancement in infrastructure, the customer behavior is very, you can say, the dynamic. It becomes very important that how we are going to design our product, because he has lot of options to go through it. So today, with this wide choice option available, consumer decision making become more complex. So if you have a lot of options, again we can say that the process become very complex. Every brand is fighting for this, you can say, the stand in the market. So they will just apply every strategy to get you as a customers. So as I told you, this decision is an act of making a choices between different options. And I will explain this by taking an example. There is a farmer, we all come from a rural background, there is a farmer who want to sell his product or in the form of crop. So he find this various options. What is the ultimate objective? He want to earn some income. So after this crop harvesting, he find that he has two options, whether to sell his product in this local market and get this income, which can be, you can say, the lesser, and second option, he can go to this main city where he can find more customers and get this more income, but he has also had to bear some additional cost to it in the form of transportation, in the form of storage also. But he has to choose between the two options. So when you have two options or more than two options, you are making decision. So in contrast with this, consumer decision making is a process in which individuals identify their needs, evaluate the alternative that is available with them, and make the purchase behavior. Along with this, I will also add there is a post-purchase behavior which is also included in this process, which will be discussed later. And when we make decisions, we don't just differentiate what is urban market, rural market. Everybody is making decision. The factor can be differentiated. Maybe on the basis of education level, maybe on the income level, maybe on the occupation level, maybe on the standard of living. The rural and urban market can be differentiated. No doubt about this. There is significant difference. In this slide, I showed you the difference between rural and urban decision making. There are few parameters. However, there can be n numbers of parameters. Information source. If you talk about urban market, that is more dynamic, more options, you can say that. Advertisement is a form of promotional tool, okay? But not everyone is going to use this ad because it involves a huge costly affair. Again, whether it is meeting the objective of the marketer or not, or organization or not, or for the sake of using this promotional tool, we have used advertisement, that is going to be the wrong. Rural market, word of mouth. I am not saying that the word of mouth is not going to practice in this urban market. I am talking about the degree. Urban market are more smart, more educated. They can take this more rightly decision as compared to the rural market. Brand preference. We have multiple options in this urban market, but in this rural market, generally if they go for any brand and they build the trust, it is going to be very difficult to change their mind. Shopping behavior. They have multiple options, but in the rural market, they have limited options. Payment method, yes. They go for cash, they go for online, but it is something very restricted in the case of rural market. So this is all about decision. We make decisions. But another condition is also prevailing in the market, that is known as Hobson choice. What is this Hobson choice? There are some situations in which individuals, your customer, don't have any alternative available with them. Think, when you have no options, then where you are going to take decision? For example, say, if you are going for a doctor for any checkup and he recommended to take a medicine and you go to the market, you ask for that particular medicine also, not for the other brand. If he says, sir, we have medicine, but for a different brand, you will not take it. Here, you are not taking decision. You have no option. This is known as option choice. For example, say, if a farmer want to buy a seed or fertilizers, and if he or she has only one option available, only one shop available in the rural market, and the second option is he can go for 100 kilometers, then he finds some other alternatives. So whatever the product is available with that particular shop in this village, he is going to buy it. So this condition is known as option choice. Next, regarding this consumer decision making, we generally make decisions, if you think, we generally make decisions on the basis of brand, which I discussed. Please analyze your mind. If I say that, if I have to make any celebration, what comes to your mind? Which chocolate comes to your mind? Which brand is positioned in your mind? If I go to buy a salt, the first thing that comes to my mind is Tata Salt. So what position generally you made into the mind of the customer is also very important. In marketing, there is a concept called STP, segmentation, targeting and positioning. It is a process. Segmentation means you are just dividing the market into homogeneous condition. Because market is also always heterogeneous. And for not all the product you are going to sell to, you can say that 140 or 150 crore people. No, there is going to be the target audience. And third is positioning. Positioning is all about what is you are not doing with this product, but what you do with this mind of the customer. It is intangible. So this positioning becomes very important. Consumption purchase, whether it is solving the need of the customer or not. In the rural market, if a farmer wants a mobile phone, he can take out this work through using this 1000 or 2000 mobile phone. He knows his need. So what is this consumption pattern? According to that also he make decision. Channel purchase decision. What is the platform where he or she is going to purchase the product? Whether he is going to buy it online, whether it is going to buy this offline, other platform is there. So consumer decide where to buy the product, local shop, online or wholesale market. That is also we are going to make this decision. Payment decision. Lot of option is there where technology play a very important role. So by this I mean to say that we make decision, but we make decision on the basis of brand, on the basis of channel, on the basis of, you can say that payment, on the basis of consumption. So again, a marketer lesson is that he has to design this strategy according to all these parameters. The next one that today I want to discuss is level of decision making. This is very important. Think that in daily life, we make decisions. Whether we make decisions for all the product in the same way? Not all the consumer decision making situation receive the same degree of information surge. The situation will decide what you have to do. I will explain this by taking this example. If all the purchase decision requires extensive effort, the consumer decision making would be exhausting process that left little time for anything else. So, it is a process individual go through while selecting, purchasing, using and evaluating product or the services to satisfy their needs. If you see this slide, there are different level of consumer decision making. I will define it. If you see this, there are three specific levels: routinized response behavior, limited problem solving and extensive problem solving. By this figure, if you see this, there are three labels. That is, the first one is routinize. And I have made this one continuum. Continuum is a scale where we measure something. The first one is routinize, second one is limited, third one is this extensive problem solving. And if you see in the continuum, routinized response behavior involves low effort. Why? I will make you explain through examples. Limited problem solving involve moderate effort, and the extensive problem solving involve high effort in regarding with this information search. So, if there is a product, if you are using daily, for example, say your mother asks you, go and buy salt, go and buy this sugar, go and buy this chocolate. There is something that is positioned in your mind when you go for buying this routinized response behavior products that requires low efforts. What is that? It is generally applicable to the low involvement purchase where the consumer does not wish to put more effort or time. You gone to this kirana shop and ask, मुझे Tata salt दे दीजिए, give me Tata salt. So in this condition, whether you applied lot of your time, lot of your information, no, it is already inbuilt in your mind. My mother asked me to buy the salt, jao and take this Tata salt. If this behavior was there, it is called as routinized choice behavior, where it occurs sufficient number of tries and purchases of particular brand. You have experience by using that product many times and you are satisfied with that performance of the product. So where you are making this low effort in the form of information search, that is known as routinized response behavior. If you see these characteristics, here you are making low effort, consumer are making low effort in decision making, and characteristics is low involvement, quick decision making, you are not taking time, strong brand preference or habitual choice, and minimum information search. By buying this Tata salt, you have not thought about other brand because we are happy with that, and it is a daily product that you are using. So level of decision making also differ on the basis of the low involvement, moderate involvement, and high involvement. What should be the marketing implications for this? Build strong brand recall, because customer behavior or customer is very dynamic. It will not take a second to switch on to the different brand. So in this case, what marketers should do, if they have built the trust, they have maintained those trust by just maintaining the relationship with that client. By strong brand recall through repetitive advertisement, go for this frequency, number of this advertisement should be shown. Ensure product availability. Yes, the one important thing is availability. If he has positioned that I have to buy this product, and mind it, if go to this kirana shop and he doesn't find it, he is going to use this other options. In this case, you are losing your potential customer. Second one is limited problem solving. It involves moderate decision making when purchasing product. They buy occasionally or when switching brands. For example, there are some product which requires moderate information search. Like example, you want to buy a mobile phone. You want to buy a laptop. So there you go for the information search. There you go for the comparing the various brands. This goes for your pricing also, availability also. So there, in this case, you are making some effort. Rather than in this, the first case, you are not making any effort. Not going for the search for this, that I have to get this, what information should I get from this different platforms. In this, the characteristic that involve in limited problem solving is moderate involvement. You are involved, but in this moderate way. Some research and comparison. You start comparing which laptop is good for me. I have this budget, 50,000, which laptop suit my features. That is some research you are doing. Influence of the past experience and recommendation. Yes. What is your past experience in regard with that? Are you satisfied with that? Or any recommendation that you get from the friend and family? That is also very important. Consideration of alternatives. These are some characteristics like footwears. I have taken this example, mobile phones, household grocery, clothing. This requires moderate amount of informations. What should be the marketing implication in this? Highlight unique selling point. As I told you, there are n numbers of competitors for any particular product categories you will find in this 21st century. So you have to show that unique selling point. What are the differentiated features that you are having that your competitor have? Discount and trial packs. Leverage word of mouth and influencer. Focus on the influencer that the target audience generally take into account. Third one is extensive problem solving. In this, now these are some products where you buy this once in a lifetime. For example, say you want to buy a house. So whether you go to the market and just purchase it as comparison with the salt? No. You will start searching very, very deeply. Where is this land? What is the cost? Whether it is right or wrong. Consumer, that's why engage in this high effort decision making when purchasing extensive, infrequent, unfamiliar products. These are unfamiliar products. The characteristics generally involve high involvement, and your time will be more as compared to this moderate and the low. Extensive information and search and comparison. High perceived risks due to the price. You are paying maybe in this lakhs or crores for that, and you are buying this one or twice in your lifetime. So this is very important. So for this extensive problem solving, see, highly priced product, infrequent purchase, because as I told you, you are going to buy once or twice in the life. Unfamiliar product category, extensive research and time. These are some characteristics of the extensive problem solving. Like a car, car, house, TV, many things that you are going through. What should be the marketing implications? Though it involves high degree of price and information, provide detailed product about this through different tools of promotion. Every platform should be used. The option should not be limited that it is only available in this online. Trials, showroom experience, influencers, peer recommendation, all this become very important for the marketer to understand in framing these strategies. So, if you take this crux, the total difference between type of the decision in low effort, moderate effort, high effort you are making in this routinized is very minimal. Some researches you are doing in this limited, and this high effort you are making in this high research, and the product will be different categories. So if one is saying that we make the same effort for buying any product or services, that will be wrong. So what should be the lesson for the marketer? He has to categorize which category that generally product falls. What is my target audience? To whom I am going to position my product? That is going to be very important. So for this lecture, I have asked some activity questions. What are the last item you have purchased? Take into the account today what we have discussed. You have purchased something. What last item you have purchased and how much time did you spend deciding on it? Take into this activity. Second question, do you always buy the same brand? Or do you compare their different options? So if you compare this, what parameter you take into account? That is the next question that you have to undertake in this activity questions on the basis of what we have discussed last 20-25 minutes. Third question is, can you recall a time when you research a product before buying it? What influence your final choice generally take? And the last question, do all purchasing decisions require deep thought or some made automatically? So overall, for this lecture, where we have discussed the concept and the level of consumer decision making, I mean to say that there are different degrees, there are different levels involved where the customer or the consumers generally take into account while going for the purchasing decision. And for the marketer, it is very essential to understand all this level of decision making and what product category generally they falls and what decision and what strategy that they are making for their target audience. Thank you.